Loading. Thank you, Mary Simon. Which how are you in Dallas? Malaysia Jamal, the interruption. This is not the time for calling. Hello, Charles. Happy Easter to you as well. You too, thank you. Sure. No problem. Assalamu alaikum, Haynama Kunta, dear brothers and sisters. Welcome to Live Concerned Citizen of South Sudan here in Facebook. Today, Friday, 30th of March 2018. موضوع مهم جدا جدا. احنا اليوم نتناول سؤال واحد، ولكن قبل ما نحن نمشي في الموضوع بتاعنا I want to wish you a happy Easter. كل سنة وأنتم طيبين حينما كنتم يا إخوة وأخوات. هو أعياد قيامة الميلاد المخلص المجيدة. أعياد ميلاده إن شاء الله يكون بركة وبيس في بلادنا جنوب السودان. Because we believe that who Amir al-Salam, you know, through him and with him, everything possible and everything can happen. So أنا بحييكم وبقول لكم كل سنة وأنتم طيبين بأعياد ميلاد المجيدة. topic بتاعنا اليوم هو will Kir's peaceful exit save South Sudan? So that's, I already put my topic there today عشان احنا نتكلم فيه كلنا كأبناء وبنات جنوب السودان المجروح. Nothing personal. We are all people of South Sudan. We care, we concern, we belong. And it's so important, عشان احنا نتكلم في قضايا بهم بلدنا لأنه نحن we need peace. And that's why we are so concerned. And if you are really concerned, your advocacy should focus on peace and stability. To bring stability and system in our beloved South Sudan. Because nothing, of course, like transparency, nothing, like fairness. Because when there is a fairness, everybody will get their fair share. And that's what we want as a concerned citizen of South Sudan. That's why we come here every weekend on the live video. So before we go and discuss the topic, actually I want to appeal to you. Whether you are on the right, whether you are on the left, you tall, you short, you Dinka, you Nuer, you Anyuak, whatever, all the tribe of South Sudan. Please, brothers and sisters, let our focus be peacemakers. Let our focus be unity, okay? If I disagree with you, it doesn't mean that I don't like you. But let us accept one another. Because at the end of the day, you cannot get rid of me, I cannot get rid of you. We need to learn how to live together. That's what we want. 3 days ago, and I keep saying this, لو مختلف الرأي مع أخوك. If we have disagreement, لو أنت مختلف الرأي مع أخوك, do not pluck your ears. ما تقفل أذانك عشان ما تسمع كلام بتاعه. Do not pluck your ears. Okay? You can have disagreement, but at least you can listen to them. You don't have to agree. It's okay. You don't have to agree. But you still have to listen to them, and you still have to respect their opinion as well. And they have to respect your opinion. But by plugging your ears, you don't want to hear them, actually it's not going to bring us together. Because for people to come together, they have to talk. They have to get closer. They have to talk. I have to listen to you. You have to listen to me, even though we disagree. That's how it works. And then, من خلال المنطلق ده, نحن هنقدر to compromise and come in the middle. But if you are pulling the rope, انت اللي بجور حبل وانا بجور حبل, and you don't want ترخي الحبل عشان نحن نقعد نتكلم مع بعض, we are not going to get along. There will be no lasting, عشان كده we have to. The reason I said that, I appeal, I was one of the show, I'm trying to be there so I can, happy Easter brother, so I can talk and give my perspective as well. But I have been denied, I have been denied because a brother that have that show, actually, he knew my views, and my views always talk about the unity and peace. That's what I want, We don't need to pull the rope. So I was denied, and I was begging. And some of my followers, some of the people that follow me on the Facebook, they know my views. Actually, they appeal to that person that, hey, bring Jongkor in. Because I can have a contribution to you. I can have a contribution to show. As well, you can have contribution to my show. So that's what it is. So please, dear brothers and sisters, do not judge the book by the cover. It doesn't matter. I am from region of Barakazal, or I am from Dinka, or I am from Shuluk, or from where. Do not just judge that guy. It doesn't matter how fair he is. He talk good, but because he's from that region, I'm not going to allow him, to talk. Or because he's a neutral, or because he does not support government, or he does not support rebel, I'm not going to bring him. That's not good. That's not what we want, actually. We need to listen to each other, Despite that we have disagreement, we still have to listen. So I waited, and finally, it was time for me to go. And the same thing repeated itself yesterday. And it's really, really, really sad, because I keep begging. But there was one gentleman actually in the show of Madura Anyar last night, it was quite compelling, because when I listened to that man, it brought me, to the topic that I have been talking every single time when I come here to social media and address you. It brought me, to my senses. That gentleman actually was one of the Jeje Shabi, okay, SPLA shoulder. Sorry, it was David, alternate, something like that on the SPLM. He talked about how he's a pro-government, he's a government supporter, how people should just, leave Kir Mayar alone because Kir has suffered, Kir has done a lot, and we're supposed to let him just get that opportunity, whether the country is going to hell or not. No, just give him that opportunity. And his justification was that there's one of the days, it was 90s, I think early 90s, he came from Nairobi and he was walking. هو مشى لمناطق بتاع كام. And then when he walked there, actually لقى مرة بتاع سلفا كير ما في حاجة كان بياكلوا. ناس كان تعبانين. He said Salva Kiir was suffering and others, including himself. So Salva Kiir قال wife أينديت, okay, قال من شدادينه مثلا كان في ظروف صعبة. شد براد كابتيرة بتاع الشاي هنا بنقول عليه براد في مناطق بتاعنا الماشي اللي بحر غزال وغرب السودان. شد كابتيرة بتاع الشاي في النار بس بقى شاي بس ما في سكر نهائي. So when you listen actually to the story, you feel bad because we are human at the at the end of the day. So قال يا أخي يعني يندي شد كوباية شد البراد وما كان في نايدا وما كان في سكر عشان يعمل شاي. Okay, kids were crying. Kids الأسا بقوا ما شاء الله, and they are driving cars and they have money in their account and whatever, So who could ya? قالوا يا ولن, nothing I can give you, it's a word of respect of course in Dinka. بس شاي بينايدا شاي أحمر كده بس. فهو قام شرب شاي. قال وده كان تعبان. قال سلفا كير كان جعان. الناس كله كان جعانين. قال now we should not blame Salva Kiir because Salva Kiir has suffered long enough. So now this is his opportunity. عشان يقعد you can enjoy and all these things. No one should complain. But you know what, brother? When I hear that story, I wanted to jump in to make, my point as well. But because I want to ask that brother, how many people suffer along with President Salva Kiir? زمنهم كان في rebellion, في نادى في حرب struggle. How many people? Salva Kiir suffer, Dr. John suffer, Kwalmanyang suffer, Waniga suffer, Samson Kawaji suffer, Shirilo suffer, Riek Machar suffer. All compatriots of the SPLM, who were fighting for liberation, they all suffered, brother. They all have suffered. They suffered because they knew the values. They knew the cost. That we will suffer, but our generation will not suffer. That was the core. That was the values. Hum kana arfin, they will suffer. Ashan generation ajay they will not suffer again. Okay? Ashan kida ayan it can be amal shay dak bi kabatera min ghair what? Min ghair sukkar. Just for her husband and the children to survive. And that's the good thing. It's a bravery actually. That's the good thing that you witness that kind of thing. But brother, it does not justify it. ما بدي justification إنه مثلا لو أيام دي كان تعبانة وبريزيدنت كير كان تعبانين وكانوا جعانين زمن ده, it will not justify it على إنه مثلا خلاص, because these people they suffered. Now they have to do whatever they wanted to do in the country. يعني الناس يمكن يموتوا وبلد ما يتقدم, okay, وما يكون في system, okay, وما يكون في freedom, ما يكون في حاجات اللهم كان بيحارب من أجله. So those things should not be ignored because of that suffering of that one man, because so many people have suffered at long. زي ما أنا ذكرت لك, all South Sudanese who bear armed في حرب struggle, they all suffered. So كلام أنت قلت ده does not justify it. So the point اللي أنا كان داير أقوله مباري, and my brother, did not want me to come in because he knows my views, who be out of views, but if I come, how I'm gonna put it, what I'm gonna say exactly, and that's why he plug his ears. قفل أذانه عشان ما يسمع, يقول no, I don't want to listen that. And he called me a betrayal. I did not betray anyone, At the end of the day, we are all South Sudan. We are talking about the just, we are talking about the equality, we are talking about the prosperity, how we can come, people of South Sudan, and introduce the system that will treat us equally. That's what I do here. It's not a betrayal. I'm not betraying Nuer, I'm not betraying Dinka, I'm not betraying Lotuka, I'm not betraying any tribe in South Sudan. No. Actually, I'm proud of South Sudan. I love South Sudan, with different ethnicity. And that's why we need that system, to be in our country. It's not a betrayal. When you have that self-criticism, when you criticize your leader, when you criticize your clans, your people, my brother, my sister, my father, when I criticize them, okay, that they are wrong, it doesn't mean that I betray them. Actually, I'm telling them, to act in the right manner. But simply, in every organization, you cannot just say yes all the time. You have to have somebody there, play at least a role of advocacy. In case into Lomashid al-Tariq Masdud fil Mustaqbal, who is gonna ask what happened? We did not handle ourselves in the right way. And that's why you saw those lawyers, sometimes they prefer their case, and when they go to the court, actually when the lawyer prepares his case at home or whatever with his clients, he questioned himself, he asked question that, maybe the judge is going to ask him, or the other client will going to ask. And how he's going to answer. Do we do that? We need to put ourselves in that shoe. We need to examine ourselves. We need to accept self-criticism. So please, Matak Faladanak, Laman Mazanu, your brother wanted to talk to you. You think they are not good. Oh, no, these guys, their view are not good. But you know what? At the end of the day, we as a concerned citizen of South Sudan, kalamanena managul fi social media, ayabga marja'iyya. صدقني هيبقى مرجعية لأن at the end of the day ولا rebel ولا government ولا منو في النهاية they need to come كده كلهم عشان يكونوا مع بعض لكن عشان يجوا you cannot just maintain your point بس يقول no my way or highway وزول يقول my way or highway and then مثلا the way will not shrink the gap is not going to shrink. The gap will shrink when I and you give up some, and then we can sit down, and negotiate and say, hey, you know what? Dawla bitana muhimma min kalam de kulu. Our countries, is more important than my self-interest and your self-interest. But let's do what people need. Let's do what can bring people together. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's why, Jama, we are crying, we are speaking. It's not because just, come from nowhere and someone say that, I want it to be this way. But this way I see it. Justice, liberty, prosperity. They will not come unless we compromise. We sit on the table, and come up with a solution, lasting peace. Again, happy Easter. Kullu sana antum tayyibin. Let the resurrection of our Savior bring peace and stability to our country. With that, I would like to invite those individuals who requested, to have their perspective heard here on our show today. Let me go ahead and check them out here. Okay, I have quite a bit, which is good. Okay, I do see. I'm going to give you 5 minutes, Nuri, I saw you, John, you first, then Nuri, and then Deng. So, okay. So let's go ahead. I'm calling you now, Brother John, and you can have your perspective here. Okay. Please answer that. Go ahead, John. John, I'm calling you, please. Go ahead and answer. So it looked like it's not going through for some reason, having a hard time. I'm gonna try one more time, before I move to next person, right here. Okay, it seems like it's connecting right now. Hello.
Hello, brother.
How are you?
Yeah, thank you.
Good to see you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good, brother. Okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I am concerned, always concerned.
Yeah, that is nice. Nice topic, and I am happy to hear you. And I always follow your show.
I see that.
So thank you very much. Anyway, in our country, we need peace. We need to come together, like you said.
Yes.
We need to be one. We need to have one voice together to work, to find out the solution of our country, to find out the solution of the problem of our country. Because this war is going, it was begin from power struggle.
Yes.
And then goes to the fight, war. And this is very seriously, and it's not easy to find the solution because most of the people are supporting Kir, and most of the people are supporting Riek Machar, and government are saying that we don't want Riek Machar to come in peace, we want to keep him in South Africa. That cannot be. Without Riek Machar in pieces, the peace will never come. Even the G10, they will not agree with President Kir So what we want right now, we have to agree together to find out the solution.
Yes.
That is my opinion.
So now,
Thank
do
you.
you read my topic?
Yeah.
Okay. The topic said that
Again.
will Kir's peaceful exit save South Sudan? Lo Kir maisha batariqa peaceful. Is that going to save South Sudan?
No, I don't think so.
So Kir lo maisha.
I don't think
so.
Kir is following.
So South Sudan will be safe.
No, I don't think so, because Kir has been taking the system of Umar Hassan Bashir. So Kir has been playing. He wanted staying in power for long.
Yeah, you're right. I understand your point.
Because
Like,
he used
أنا قلت لو كير مشى من حكومة ده بطريقة كويس, be peaceful way with no violence. Is that going to save our country? Are we going to be safe, or are we still going to have?
That is good. Yes. Yeah.
Huh? So, and why do you
there will be no more problem.
Okay, why do you think Madan is going to save the country? Why do you think the country is going to be
because
saved?
if Kir is gone, the country is going to be sad, because Kir have a problem with Riek Machar. It's a personal problem with Riek Machar and G10 that call Jongkor boys. It's only Kir have a problem with those group. So if Kir have been gone away from the power, the country will be safe. Yeah.
Okay.
That is my opinion.
Okay, that's your opinion. Thank you. Do you have any other point you want to add before I bring somebody in?
Yeah.
Do you want to have any other point, or that's
well,
it?
I don't have more point, because because yesterday today I was reading the newspaper, and I find a lot of European Union have been talking about the South Sudan, and it will be really, really difficult for South Sudanese citizens, even for the president by himself, because president have to cool down before he will be like Muammar Gaddafi or Saddam Hussein. He have to save his own children.
Yes. Well, thank you,
Brother John. I want all South Sudanese to talk in one voice, to talk with president. Yeah.
Okay.
You understand what I mean?
really, really appreciate you. Yeah, thank you so much for coming in. Let me go ahead and give another person a chance here to have their perspective.
You're welcome, brother.
Shukran, John. Thank you. Okay, let me go here through my list also. I think, Nuri, you are next. I'm calling Nuri right now. How are you, brother?
Happy Easter, Brother Jongkor.
Yeah, welcome aboard to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan. You are aware of the topic, of course, right?
Yes, I do, yeah. Will Kir peaceful exit, will it save South Sudan? Yes, I feel like it would, but how do you do it? Do you do it through election, or do you do it through amnesty, or do you do it through peaceful by using force? Those are the three things, right? Or do you do it individually?
When I say peaceful, you can just write off the force there, because force has something to do with the gun. But when we are saying peaceful, it means that peaceful, right? Go ahead.
All right, then we can go for okay, there is no election, as you know, right? So we can go maybe for we can go for amnesty. All right, individual out of compassion that he want to he may decide to say, you know what, there are so many crises within the country, economic crisis, humanitarian crisis, too much insecurity. So he may decide to consider those and then exit peacefully. Now, if he exits peacefully, how do you secure him? Because if you don't secure him, that may also cause a trouble as well. And I don't know whether you thought about it, that he's not an ordinary person. It's not like you and I, all right? He needed protection. Maybe we needed to consider if he ever decide to exit peacefully, what kind of security can you give to him? Because we know people who have exit peacefully, they did not do it without a third party to provide them with security and to provide them with safety. So that's the challenge. That's the challenge I'm having, and I think it would be a good idea to elaborate so that viewers and listeners would be able to consider this as well.
Of course, Nuri, actually it is a question, it is a question for all viewers, to make their own judgment and make their own analysis. But I can throw him as well as a concerned citizen of South Sudan, my own, why I think if Kir exit peacefully, that's going to save South Sudan and bring stability in South Sudan. First, because all the chaotic situation that we have in the country was created by the leadership, was created by the president. And I do not see any success. I do not see any sustainable peace while the President Kiir is still, in control. Because now, let's say we sign peace today. We revitalize peace, and everybody will go to Juba. Do you think the citizens that run out of the country, they are in camp, in Juba, in Malakal, in Wau, in Bantu, in all these areas, do you think they are going to trust the leadership of President Salva Kiir? Sometimes we do things for the reason, and that's why I throw this question. If President Kiir that have that feeling, patriotism, he love that country, that's what needs to be done here actually, because peacefully exit, it will undermine the amnesty, among the citizens of South Sudan, because now there is more hate. But if Salva Kiir right now set up a roadmap, say, hey, I'm going to do this, like what you see in Ethiopia and what you see in Botswana as well. The president of Botswana now, he's going to resign and he's going to tour all the 57 counties of the country 18 months prior to election. Okay, it was vice of Foster Mugabe, who is in charge of JMEC in Juba right now, by the way. So, in my opinion, I see here peaceful exit will bring peace and stability in South Sudan, because the leadership is the one that caused that. Now, you talk about the security, how this president, or as someone high profile when he exit, how he's going to be secure. That matter actually should be, on the hand of the country, on the hand of the citizen, But President Kiir must, must accept that himself as a human, as a person, that, hey, I want to save my country. I want to decide to save my country. And we as a citizen, we are going to respond positively. That's my, my thought. The citizens are going to respond positively. It's give and take, because if you are willing to do something good, why not? We can cooperate with you, right? As a citizen of the country. People might say, oh, Jongkor, you don't have any power. By what you are saying this, you don't even have I don't have to have an army, to have that power. But my voice, what I'm saying here, is a powerful tool. So go ahead, Nuri.
Yeah. So now, if we let's say if with the hypothetical question here, let's say he can exit peacefully, so that there would be a restoration of trust in terms of a new government. Yes. Now, as you alluded to, there would be people who would be interested in retribution. And you would be uncomfortable with citizens who would be engaging in retribution, because that would be against the idea of peaceful exit, right? And I think this is why this discussion is very important, because if he does something that is going to be good for the country as far as the crisis is concerned, then I think we better tell those citizens or leaders who would be interested in retribution. I mean, if you want to put someone slowly to the good side so that you will save humanity, maybe it would be a good idea to tell those radical leaders who may be interested in retribution, because they would have power. All right. When he exits from the power, other people would begin to have power. Now, those people, maybe it would be a good idea for them to understand that the national peace and national unity and national security would be much more important than going for retribution, because now you have power. So those are the things that should really malinger in the mind of a concerned citizen. That just because he's exit doesn't mean you will go there after him and then beat down on him because he doesn't have power, because that would not be in the interest of peace. So that's the way I look at it, and I think the topic you're raising is raising give and take, right? It's raising a question of give and take in the interest of the common greater good, which are the citizens of South Sudan. All right. But you are not trying to plan to give upper hand to somebody who would come into power and say, okay, now I was wrong, so now it is my time to go after this individual now. And I think that's why I like the way you are approaching it. The other thing I just want to add, I know you're giving people 5 minutes. I just want to add, he may argue and I think you will reflect this one quite beautiful. He may argue that he's a signatory of the peace, that he signed a peace, the 2015 peace agreement. He may want to argue on that and say, well, this is a legal agreement, and the fact that it is being revitalized, how would I exit now? In his mind, he may see that, how would I exit now when in fact they're trying to revitalize the peace? Or are you asking him to appoint somebody that may take over as far as revitalization of peace?
Yeah,
yes.
two answer to that, Nuri. Yes, it was a secretary of peace agreement in 2015, with Dr. Ragmashar. But at the same time, it was not convinced that peace, that peace is good. It was not convinced. But it was able to have an opportunity to spend the interim period of that, peace agreement, which is going to expire actually 3 days or 4 days from now, right? So actually, he got what he need through that peace, despite that, it did not agree, with all, the article that's on that piece. He did not agree. But what he has enough. So now what I'm saying, you brought a very good point. I'm not trying to advocate here for someone, for a happy-handed, something like that. Kir can go and then someone can come or react or whatever, No. That's not my argument here. What I'm saying here, there is a mistrust. There is a mistrust because all the incident, look, since 2005, list can go on and on and on. President Kiir has been charged and nothing has been seen change in the country. In terms of development, in terms of security, in terms of all these things, nothing has changed. Rather, we have war has been created. So now there is mistrust with him and the citizen of the country. In order to save life, in order to save and bring sustainable peace, so we can move on, and that's very important. We don't want to keep fighting with the past. Oh, I cry for 2013, 2016, and 91. We don't want to cry for this for every time. We need to move on, and to move on, and that's why I'm saying that Kiir, it might have a candidate of his favorite within his government too. If he said, okay, that candidate is going to be in charge, I don't think South Sudanese citizens are going to reject that person, to lead an interim period. I don't think so. And that's what I'm, what I'm feeling here. I'm not saying that, the opposition can come and take over or the group of 9 can come and take over. No. We need someone that will restore the trust, okay? With the role of actually of interim period is to implement the peace and do census and do the election. That's their job. Their job is not development. And that's why, as Jongkor, this is what I suggest all the time. I said, you know what? 3 years is too much. 3 years is too much. We need only 1 year for interim period. 1 year is enough. Because that government is coming to write the constitution. That's their job. They are coming to build institution. Okay? They are coming to build the pathway for and create an election and an institution. And then the new government that is going to be elected, someone who knows, it could be Salva Kiir if you want to run for that election, or it could be Riek Machar, or it could be Shirillo, or it could be Lamakol, or Majangot, whoever, run that election, and then can be that person. And then he's the one that's going to be in charge of that development. But the interim period, their role, right, is to write the constitution and build those institutions. That's what it is. And that's what I'm trying here. So I give you the last word. Just go ahead and finish your last word so I can bring other people.
Okay, I like the way you're approaching it, because you're making it very clear that you're not trying to call for the president to exit so that some bunch of guys would come in and do retribution on him. So now you're telling citizens to be cautious and even to put the interests of the citizen ahead. Now, I think he would like the way you're doing it. I think if you are meeting him now, he would definitely like the way you are providing a solution. I don't think he would have any problem with you. I think he would basically ask you those type of questions. What about the peace agreement of 2015? What about people who might be interested in retribution? What about people who might be coming in because of power vacuum? What do you have for that? But I think you have answers for this, because sometimes it seems that when you're asking, and I think this is the important point that need to be emphasized, the fact that you're asking him to leave peacefully doesn't mean you are going to leave him without security. It doesn't mean that you are giving other people upper hand so that they can go and do retribution on him. You are thinking about how do we restore a trust that is not there. And I think he would like that that approach. So with that, I thank you, and I hope it would go on both ways: the concern on citizen, and on the opposition, and on him, the government, and on the president himself. So there is something that is available for everybody as far as your approach is concerned. So thank you.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, brother Nuri, for your perspective. I want you to stick around. I'm going to bring you, seriously, I'm going to bring you back. Stick around, please. And thank you for, obeying the time. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Okay, let's go ahead here and see who Rokas. Yeah, Jama, I never do chance. I swear I don't have any problem. Whether you are pro-government or, I'll give you a chance. Let me go ahead here for, I saw that Mandela Dow. You made a comment. You said that is really is not going to help. It's going to worsen. But I'm going to bring you in. And then why do you think it's not going to work? Why do you think your thought is correct? I'm calling you right now. Go ahead and answer that. And we move on from there. Hello.
Yes, brother.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Mandela with you. Thank you.
Welcome aboard. Welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan.
Well,
of course.
The topic is clear, and I appreciate that. First of all, the peaceful exit for President Kira, I think will make everything worse. It will make things worse in South Sudan. Why? Because I think President Kir missed the exit. When you're driving on a highway and you miss the exit and the next exit is far, it just make it difficult for you to make a U-turn sometimes.
Why not using the next exit right away?
The next exit, because now next exit there are a problem here in between the exit that he should have taken and where we are right now. Things are difficult and things are different, because his exit was supposed to take an exit in 2013 when the thing started. But now everything is bitter. People are in a different direction. People are hating each other. Like you see now, it's become a problem, especially to the entire Dinka community. Like when you go to Numero Road, to Yei Road, that's become because of Kir now. And you see the other part of main opposition, Riek Machar, he is fighting to take over, and his supporter need to build a nation of tribal nation. So if Kir exit, thing will get into where we don't want to get, because it will be difficult to control South Sudan after that, because everybody will assume responsibility on his own.
Okay.
This is the
well,
thing.
I want to make point here, brother. Before you proceed, you brought a good point. Well, you take it in your own perspective way, but brother Mandela, don't you see here there is a benefit? Because, like I said in my introduction, people of South Sudan have lost trust on the leadership. Okay, war has been created since 2005. People of South Sudan have not seen any development. We had enough money that to develop to construct the road, to build hospitals, to build schools, and to create an environment that's suitable for citizens. But it did not happen on the watch of the president. But don't you see that now? President Kiir, as someone who is concerned, like myself, is someone that cares about the country. Like I said from the beginning, he has values that he fought for. He fought for justice, liberty, prosperity. And that's why he was suffering. If you remember what I said from the beginning, his wife, he used to boil tea with no sugar. But what he waited, he fought for that war, because he knew that at the end of the day, the generation are going to be peaceful and safe. Don't you see now, if he has that senses and said, hey, I'm going to get a candidate of my favor, because now people of South Sudan lost trust on me, and that candidate, will lead the interim period, but I'm going to be out of it. At least we can have peace building and have new constitution, okay, and do census, and then do election, and then we will have a new government after 1 year. Don't you see it that way, my brother?
That's possible. But the thing is, is this: like all these armed forces of under Kir and some under Machar and some other groups within South Sudan, their control is the problem, because they are the one who holding gun and they are killing civilians of South Sudanese. if Kir exit, who will control this militant? Who will control the military part that is all over the South Sudan? That's what.
Oh yeah, you're right. But what I said, Mandela, I said has to be in peaceful way.
We have to have. You guys.
We have to have inclusive. We have to agree. Concerned citizen, you know, rebel, opposition, government. They all must agree. It's not going to happen. Just come on television and say, "Hey, I, President Sir Mayol, I declare a resignation since today." No, we have to have you know instruction doing that. It's going to be in a way that professional, so we cannot have a chaotic situation. That's what I'm suggesting here.
Then in that case it's better, because we lost trust in Kir and we lost trust in anybody who is holding like Riek Machar, all of them, the SPLM, the former SPLM. So South Sudan, we will not accept even Kir himself to bring somebody from his party. We lost trust is in SPLM in general. So we will not need anybody from that rank, from his rank, to come and take over again. It will be like Kir, we will assume the same thing. So that's.
I think we agree. You see now, Mandela, that's why I'm saying there is a need for South Sudanese to have a conversation, because when we have a conversation and talk, we will meet in the middle. We will meet somewhere. You see now I'm making sense. You are making sense to me. There is a need. I have been saying many times, loud and clear, that the two individuals, President Kir, Riek Machar, if they want to run for an election, they need to prepare from now. Okay, Riek need to prepare from now. Kir need to prepare from now. But interim period, that's going to lead the interim, a leader that's going to lead interim period should not be him, should not be whether Riek or Kir, should not be those. They need to prepare themselves so they can run for election, because they were fighting for fairness, right? And this is the way I see it. The successful peace can come to South Sudan, right? I'm going to go ahead and give you the last word, my brother, before I let you go, because there is more people. Go ahead. Yeah.
The Kir and Riek, they will not prepare themselves for election. Kir's plan is to stay to whatever time until it pushed out by power or by international community, because his intention, he don't care about South Sudanese, and he don't have anything in mind there to call exit. So that's period. He wants to stay, and it's up to South Sudanese to unite and say we don't need Kir and his party, and we don't need Riek and those who are behind him, and come up with some solution to help the country. But these people, they don't have anything in mind that would help South Sudan, in my opinion.
That's good, my brother. Thank you so much. I'll let you go now, and then I'm going to go for another candidate that is available here to come and make their point of view. Thank you, Brother Mandela. It was so good to have you on show. Let me go ahead here on my list and see who is next as well. So I have Kwan Malwal here, but if you are really anyone that is interested, want to come and make a point, you need to request me. Push that, green button. I saw Brother Kwanyin, he said invite me, but I want you to push that button, because that's why I'm going to invite you through. So we don't have to be interrupted, because sometimes when we don't do it the right way, that's why the show or the video get interrupted. Okay? I'm calling you right now, Kwan. Hey, Kwan Mullah.
Happy Easter and to you and to the viewers.
Happy Easter to you as well, my brother. It is a time, to call for peace, and stability. Good to have you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Well, I mean, what is it? People tend to wonder what is the way forward, whether you do it with them or without them.
Yes.
I say you cannot do it without them. You really can't. And the very reason is because they're the people who got us into where we are today.
Yes.
So if you undermine them, including their support, whether it's opposition or President Kiir, you're wrong. You're going to include them, let them lose fairly. They should be part of the people who's going to draft the Constitution that's going to prepare us to the election. And if whether they chose to be part of the election in 2020, that will be their choice. But what I'm saying is you cannot do it without them. You need them. They're the problem makers, and they should be the one who finish it, and also should be the one who help drafting the Constitution that we will have as a nation as we move forward to the newer upcoming. But we cannot decide to push them out. I just see it's just not right.
Well, Kwan, I respect your opinion, my brother, but don't you see it for the interest of the country not to slide in chaotic situation as well. You are aware very well that these two individuals, they don't get along. That's the problem. That's why I brought that point. The other point that I wanted to make, when I said that Kiir and Riek, they have to step aside, and wait for an election so they can prepare themselves to come for an election. They have people. IO have people. IO have their people. Government have their people. Those people, they will be in charge. I'm not excluding anyone. I'm not saying that, anyone that from the government is not be included, or anyone from IO will not be included. But I'm saying that the individual, the head, why not? Listen, now Riek Machar is fighting for what? It's fighting for justice, liberty, and prosperity. Correct? Okay, correct? Okay, if you are fighting for justice and liberty and prosperity, why would you refuse the fairness process? So when we say that we want to do election, actually, so you can go and campaign, so you can win it. For Minashab and Linta, you are fighting for them. The same thing with Kir. So actually, it's for their interest. It's for their interest. I don't know. When people say, no, we cannot. When you say, no, we cannot take Kir out, or we cannot take Riek out, they must be there. But at the same time, when we put them in one room, they're not going to get along. They're going to fight in the room,
Well, the problem, Jongkor, the problem is we as Southerners, we don't know politics. We use hatred as politics, and that's not true. I mean, you and I, we sometimes disagree. Do I hate you for that? Absolutely not. Do you hate me for that? No, because we understand that it's just something that we happen to have not in common, and that's that's part of life. Otherwise, life would not be unique if we can all agree on every little thing. The beauty of it is that we disagree, and sometimes we agree. When I say these two men need to be included in this process, it's for this reasoning. We acknowledge their supporters, whether they're from IO or from Kir. You have to acknowledge their supporters. That's one reason to include them in here. The second thing is, yes, this guy can work together if they chose to. It's a work, right? You at your Best Buy with your employees, I'm not sure you like all of them. There's that one guy that you don't like. That's part of life. These people, they don't have any problem among themselves, but they try to create problems that there is something that exists. Although I can come down to agree with you here is we may not want them to come back as they were by president and president. Let them both come back as by president. That's fine.
I respect your opinion. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Let third party lead the presidency.
The
interim period. And the reason you want to bring them back as whatever an equal minded is, so they can also have the chance to prepare themselves for an election, or even add a suggestion to the drafting constitution as we move forward. But I'm not saying that they should be coming back as president by president, but I'm saying if you want to end it, you need these two men. It's like salt and oil when you try to cook a meal.
You have to put salt in the cook, of course. Well, I respect your opinion, Kwan Malol, and I think, and that's why actually you are smart. I like that idea. They may not come a president and a vice president. They may come in a different form, and that's good. And if that's going to bring peace and stability in our country, why not? And that's why, do you remember from the beginning when I started, with my introduction, I said, do not pluck your ears. Just, let me talk, and I will let you talk. And if you realize a days now in social media, if I have different views than you, and then you don't want me to speak, and I have seen that, I have witnessed that, I have been criticized, concern of what? People keep telling me that concern of what? I'm concerned of the country, And now what you are saying here, when we have a conversation, there is a need to meet in the middle, and that's a good thing. But being radical is not good. When you pull the rope and the other guy pull the rope and say, no, it's my way or highway. So now you are telling me that here, two individuals, you don't agree actually for the exit of Kir. You want them to be participant, to be part of the interim period. But do you think, my last question to you before I give you the last word, do you think the 3 years are okay or just 1 year? We need to be realistic here,
Well, I mean, common sense. You're not going to do everything in 1 year. Just doing the census, that would take more than 1 year.
Yeah.
It will, part of the campaign, that would take more than 1 year. You've been in America here with all the roads and easy access to things. It took about a year just to kind of like driving across the country with a bus. So imagine in a country like ours where there's no road, there's only maybe 2 or 3. So it's going to be difficult. Plus, you also want to build the trust. You don't want to rush things in, because when you people like have bitter to within their heart. So when you try to rush things, you usually can run into something even worse. So it's good to take time, not rush at all. I think 3 years is very fair to me, or even 2 years. You know, I say if they sign peace in this April, by the summer of 2020, they should run for election. Candidates should be running. I think that's enough time there, because if you jump into the work, say, okay, this guy here responsible to do the census, this guy here is responsible to kind of like set up campaign headquarters where people can do. But you know, I think the time is based on the trust among ourselves. Are we that we're giving that to the point that we can move freely? If not, but and I think more time would be a better way to go forward, as you want to make a peaceful and an effective election.
Well, Kwan, I really, respect your opinion. It's good. Those two men, they should not be vice president and president. They should hold any other position. And we need a third party to lead the interim period. Actually, I like the idea. Your proposal and my proposal, and that's why we need conversation. We need to have that kind of conversation. But if you say that you want your candidate to lead and the other government support need their candidate to lead, we are not going to get anywhere. We have to meet in the middle somewhere. So thank you so much, my brother, for coming on. And please stick around.
Well,
go ahead.
One thing that I was going to add is the sad part is both men will not win election. One of them is going to win it.
Actually, the third party, you're right. That's the sad part. And actually, the leader of interim period should not be allowed to run any election at all, because that way it cannot be corrupt, because if we allow them and then they will be mentally corrupt, they will work for something, rather than, drafting the constitution, doing the census, preferring, building the institution. He's not going to do that. We know how people behave, right? So we don't want anyone to behave nearly, anymore. So thank you so much, Paul.
I am going to make my Easter eggs now and boil a few of them. So maybe if you guys need some extra, I can make more, and I'll be sharing this with you guys.
You know what, Kwan Malwal? It's not about eggs. Eggs is American thing, Eat past of Sudan. You remember in Khartoum when we used to have a lot of party and then we eat meat and we go to church and all this thing. I don't know where America come up with the egg thing, man. Anyway, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Okay, you have a good day. All right, I respect Kwan Malwal, opinion. Let me go ahead here and see who requested. Next. You're right, Sister Wilma, Manu Az-Zaman. Okay, let me go ahead here and call Brother Kwan Yin, Abur. He requested it. Okay. And we move on from here. So I'm calling you right now, Kwan Yin, please, prefer.
Hey.
Okay. Welcome aboard, brother. Welcome to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan.
How you doing, Jongkor?
I am doing great. Good to see you.
Okay. Thank you guys for your talk. It's really, every time I join into every other show, it's really, it's eye-opening, and it's amazing to see how beautiful South Sudanese can come together when they are irritated over one thing, but then when that thing is over, we seem to forget a lot about what's going to happen next.
Next, yeah. So I see that.
To me, honestly, I've been asking to talk to you or on your show because I want to use your platform for this thing that's been driving me nuts over the last few weeks. Like literally.
No problem. You can say whatever you want to say. I don't get offended by the way.
No, it's not even about offense. It's about preparing ourselves for the best. And overall, I live in America, and majority of all the viewers, they all live in Western world nowadays. I don't know much about people that are living in South Sudan because we all dream to go back home. And
of course,
and in your topic, as you talk about, who should be the president or whatnot, all this politics stuff. I, on the other hand, I am a free spirit who love God and love country and love life, period. I can't really say, oh, you know what, I want to be in the politics or whatnot. No, but what I want to be is to actually be a good citizen that is willing to help, to give a hand and give life a chance to every other person.
Correct.
I'm not gonna add a whole lot onto your topic as if Kiir exit, will it be a peaceful exit or whatnot? Will country survive? Yeah, will it be safe or whatnot? It can be safe. It was safe way before, during when we had the Civil War and whatnot. I grew up in South Sudan, you know. I was born in Wow from a Dinka family. I grew up in Equatoria. Most of my places I live in were all in Equatoria, you know. And came to America and grew up and got to know life of America and what life really means and what it means when you say, oh, I love you, or I love my country, all of that, you know. And to be honest with you, man, honestly, I think the problem in South Sudan is the same problem South Sudanese communities all over the United States and across the world have. We all have problems, period, you know. And that's life, you know. I mean, if life was easy, trust me, we will all be on greatest life of our lifetime, you know. But things that challenge us are what make us to be human beings. We learn through mistakes, and we learn through anger, love, and hate, you know. And we can always overcome all of that. Now, the thing is, to me, I would say, you know, we are always sitting there asking, would South Sudan run better? Would South Sudan run smoothly? Well, here in where we are living, we are not even running any efficiently. You know, we don't have a structure of anything as a community in America. Not even to say about South Sudan. You know, like I would say.
I'll let you go, but I want to elaborate in one point, you know, Kwanyin, that you brought up. You know, brother, America, it is individualistic country. You know that. It's a capitalist, individualistic, but at the same time, a community can function, you know. When people get together and they wanted to do something, they still can function. But you know that we are all moved. Why we are here in America? It's because of the war, of the struggle, you know, 21 years. You know, driven our people away. Some, they end up in Australia, some in the United States, some in Canada, and some in Europe, right? We still have that connection that we want our country to be stable so we can go home. South Sudanese are always, they are a believer that they wanted to go home, you know. I know you are very passionate about South Sudanese abroad, why they are not coming together, you know. What's going on actually, like I said last time I talked to you about this, what's going on back home actually, it has connection with, you know, with people being dispersed here in the United States or in Europe or in Canada. It has something. And that's why if the problem is solved there, those who don't want to get along, trust me, my brother, you will see them, you know, are getting along and they are back again. And that's why we have to be concerned about this situation. You know, we don't want to be silent. Doing nothing, I don't think is an option. That's why we have to talk. At least we can raise our voice. We are coming. People are coming together, you know. Yeah. And instead of saying, oh, I don't like Mayol, I don't like Dinka. It will make some changes. And that's why when I throw this question in today, there's a lot to gain from this. You know, there's a lot of people in cabinet with President Kiir. If President Kiir appoints someone today now and say, hey, this is the guy that I trust, if I am a problem, okay, I'm going to be this way, but these people will be in charge so they can lead the country on the interim period. So we can, you know, remind ourselves what fight was all about. During the struggle, 21 years, justice, liberty, prosperity. At the end of the day, we are all belong together. I'm sorry for cutting you off, but go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, you know, and overall, I mean, there's no such thing as bad idea or horrible idea, you know, or great idea or whatnot, because every idea have to come together and be put into test, you know?
Yes.
But overall, like, how can we move on from this trauma that has been through our life since back in 1955. We all grew up in this drama of war. That's all we ever knew. That's all we know. There's never been a peace among us as South Sudanese to even say, you know what, oh, I remember when this and this. Even going back to even like villages, people only remember dramatic event. And that's how they relate to, oh, you know, you was born during this fight or during this big storm or this and that. You know, so we relate to dramatic stuff, you know, and that right there, we have to change our mindset and pull together, you know, and that will not happen through government, because government will only work according to their interests, regardless of what, you know. we are just assets of what they call a collateral damage as a citizen.
Correct.
You know, so
Correct.
At the end of the day, they are not there to serve our interests, and we are not even going into the voting booth to vote. We only vote according to who we like and who we can relate to, because they are from our tribe or they're from our village or whatnot. You know, nobody really cares about their political views or whatnot, because politics is something that is brand new to us. We don't even know how to run the country, and that's why the Arabs beat us out when we got our independence in 1956, you know? So therefore, we have no idea exactly what it means to run a country. I believe even Mahjong Wood can run a better way of life than any of these educated leaders, because at the end of the day,
you know what, Kwanyin, you are right to an extent. But my brother, I can agree with you in that, you know, we don't know how to run the country. But at the same time, you said that we don't know what to do. Our people, you know, they don't want to do what's right. And you said that we are at collateral. Yes. And the government, they have own interest. But you know what, Kwanyin? Government is always the guidance to the citizen, because they put the rules and all this thing. And that's why now, where you live, I thought you are in Kansas, right? Are you in Kansas?
No, I'm in Phoenix.
Yeah, you're in Phoenix in Arizona.
I'm here never. It's like,
you know, the government put the guidance, they put the rules. And that's why you see those guys now, you know, being in Phoenix, they respect the law. You know, they obey. When they are driving in the middle of night, when they go to a stop sign, they stop, because they know if they run, I guarantee you, if they run that stoplight, the cop is hiding, police is hiding somewhere, and then it will just siren and give him a ticket. So what I try to say here, government is guiding. When the rules of law are enforced from the top, from the bottom top, you know what South Sudanese will do? Because now they come to America and they obey the law. We can do the same thing there. But there's no difference between us and white and Chinese. We are people. We can do it.
The simple word is implementing. You know, since the beginning of South Sudan, I have the Constitution on my phone. I read it every day just to understand it. You know, and sometimes I laugh and say to myself, like, oh my God, you know, this is a great start. You know, at the end of the day, if you don't implement something, it's useless. You could write words like this guy said, you know, therefore, you know, to us, you know, we automatically think, you know what, oh, if somebody wrote something, I'm just going to ignore it or whatnot. When we have rules of laws in our country that are supported by the citizens and it's implemented by the government to enforce it onto the people, people will follow.
Correct.
No lie on that. You know, it's just like, for instance, when to me, I've been brought up, hey, simple.
You have to pay.
And that means, you know what, I have to keep my thing into me, on myself, without letting it loose like that. You can't let your dogs out if you cannot take care of whatever the consequences will come. You know, and that is simple life. You know, you have to know, okay, every action you take, there is a consequence to it, and there is a reward to it. And if you are a good citizen, guess what? You will enjoy your freedom plenty more. And if you abuse it, it gets taken away from you. And that's simple, you know? So all I'm saying is, yes, all of that need to be done. And it's not going to come from anybody else. It's going to come from us. If we lead by example as the citizens, our leaders will respect us and will follow us instead of us running to them for everything that is needed. A productive community.
Kwanyin, I have it other way around. If the leaders lead by example, the citizen will follow, because actually...
Yeah, but here's the thing though. We elect people because we don't elect... We elect our leaders without even looking at their record. That's the issue with us. So us, to ourselves, we have to self-discipline ourselves and not put our self-interest before the interest of the country, you know? So therefore, that's why I'm saying we have to lead ourselves by our own example. You are a father. You're not going to tell your child, don't do this, and you're doing it, you know? You're not going to teach your child when you're driving, oh, you know, you can't speed, and you are speeding, going 5 or 10 miles over the speed limit, and you're telling your 16-year-old or your 14-year-old kid, you cannot speed when you're driving. You know, that that right there, they're going to look at you. Oh, so you're telling me one thing and you're doing another. That's the thing, you know. So to us, we have to lead by example. That means we have to groom ourselves. And to be honest with you, Jongkor, ain't none of us here right now that are talking about this topic will be the ones that will fix South Sudan. It's our children. And in order for our children to be the one that will come and take it, it will be. Because guess what? We are corrupt, period. We are corrupt. Regardless, we could talk sweet. What we're doing right now, that's all we're doing.
That's what I'm not trying to do that.
No. It's a fact. It's a fact. Honestly, it's not. It might not be you, but a lot of our politicians, that's what they do. We even look at it here in the United States, bro. Our congressmen will lie to us that they will fix our neighborhood. They will do this. I don't know how many South Sudanese are involved in their local politics in the United States, because it will be the best way we can learn and actually go back home and carry on the same thing. Because if we are not involved in the nation that took us in, guess what? Our nation will never even prosper. You know, it will never even move forward. Because at the end of the day, we are brought here to come and learn the system and go back home. We didn't come here to come and do nothing or go to school and go back and say, I have a degree. We can have a degree, but then if you have to have experience, if you don't have experience, your degree is useless. All you have is knowledge, but then again, you don't have the actual real-time experience. You know, experience is way more better than actually knowing the knowledge or the techniques of how to do things. But then if you cannot put it into action, you will not be able to do anything. So therefore, I ask everybody, hey, you know what? Be the better you. What would you expect? You know, because right now we're criticizing the government or the oppositions and all of that. They are going through some stuff that we are not going through right now, as we are living in our Western world. We're enjoying electricity 24/7. You know, we go to work, we put in our time and come back. But with them, they have the real challenge. The things that telling them, we don't know. We're just assuming. We are actually just thinking, what are they thinking? But then what they are going through is something that we can never experience until we are there. So therefore, to me, I'm not saying, oh, let's not talk about what could happen. Let's figure out how can we get involved even more. Be hands-on, not being mentally on. You know, we need to be proactive, because the time you give is more important than the money or anything you give, because the time is something you will never get back in life, you know. But everything else materialistically come back to you.
Yeah, Kwanyin, thank you so much for coming in and have perspective. That's what we want. We want to have more conversation. I can learn from you. You can learn from me. I can learn from others. And that's the beauty, you know. That's what's gonna change, you know, the way we do things. Of course, you know, we want South Sudan to have electricity and all these things because we have the resources, but they have not been used in the right way. So thank you, my brothers. Just please stick around, okay?
I will be. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Right, thank you so much, Kanyin. Lanu kalam bita kalam mia mufid. Let me go ahead here through my list and see who else, you know, and bring you in. Okay, one person requested. Like I said, you know, if you want me to call you, you need just to request, you know, through the green button. That way we don't have to disrupt our broadcast, because when you said, hey, invite me, and then when I click invite, it's likely to interrupt, you know, our, you know, broadcast. But if you click the green button, actually everything is gonna go smooth. And I figured out the trick why the video are cut off most of the time, you know. So I'm calling you, brother Makol Garang. Well, Garang Makol, I'm calling you right now. Go ahead and answer. Answer, please, because we need to go on. We need to move on. Yep, it's connecting now. Hello.
How are you doing?
I am doing great. How are you, brother? Makol Garang, correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you settle? Can you
Thank
find
you.
a place to sit pew? So, go ahead and settle.
All right. Sorry, I'm at work, but I'll make this very quick.
Correct. Go ahead. You read the topic, right?
You know, yeah, I've seen the topic.
Okay, great.
I've just joined a couple of minutes. I've heard about people talking.
Yes.
And first of all, Jongkor, thank you for giving me the opportunity. I want to say that I've watched your show for a number of time, and I think your show is one of the best shows around.
Thank you.
You guys have very intellectual conversations, that you guys do around, and
there's a lot of good
like
South
that.
Sudanese, yes.
Yes, I like that, and I think it's good for the country.
Thank you.
Let me say this. I'm just trying to I'll be a little bit different with you.
Of course. We can
honestly
agree to disagree.
I'm just trying to be honest with you. Every time when you go live,
yes,
I think there is something that you're trying to achieve. And the way I look at it, you are concerned. You are a concerned South Sudanese. You want change in our country. And for that change to come, Brother Jongkor,
correct.
We have to be honest. We have to be honest, real honest. And what I mean by honesty is that if you say Salva Kiir must go, for example, you have to be real honest how you want him to go and who is going to replace him. Let me give you an analogy. If I say today that no, Salva Kiir must go and that Riek Machar should replace him, that Riek should replace him, Salva Kiir should go, and that Riek should replace him, am I being honest?
No.
No, I'm not being honest.
Yeah. Because?
Because if you tell South Sudanese that Kiir should go and Riek should replace him, you are not being honest. Because both of them actually have, equal contribution to the mess that we are currently in. So therefore, if you say A is good and B is not good, when they are all equally, liable to the mess that our country is in, you are not being honest. So let me make it short.
But before you add your point, before you add your point, Marcol, if you read my topic, the topic actually said, will Kiir's peaceful exit save South Sudan? Will Kiir peaceful exit save South Sudan? That's the way I put it. And I
right. I was coming to that.
Yeah,
yes.
Because you came in late. I think you didn't get my, introduction, what I said exactly. And the word that I was exchanging with my brother, Nuri. Actually, even though Kwan Malwal, we met somewhere. When I said that, I brought the example and how President Kiir was in charge 2005 all the way to 2018. The country have not seen any development. We have war. We have insecurity. A lot of things happen. What I was suggesting, I didn't say that Kiir go and Riek come, or Sherilo come, or Lamakol come, or Pagana Moon come. No, I didn't come with any alternative like that. I did not. What I said, if Kiir care about the country, okay, as you mentioned that it was part of the mess that happened in the country, that's what he will do. It will even look for a favorite candidate within the government, someone that, trustful from South Sudanese to lead the interim period, okay? And then Kiir can step aside. If Kiir wants to run for any election, he can wait and get ready for his campaign, and Riek Machar get ready for his campaign. And then after the interim period, they can go for election. That's what I suggest. I'm always suggesting we need to meet in the middle here so we can solve the problem. But if you are pulling the rope and I'm pulling the rope, we are not going to meet in the middle. And do you know what Brother Kwame Mayol said when he came to the show? Kwame Mayol said that, I disagree with you, Jongkor. Because Kir and Yak, we cannot let them go. Because they are part of it, they have to participate. And I said, okay, how? And he said they may not be a president and vice president. But we can bring a third party. We can have a third party to lead the country for interim period. And Kir can participate in other ways, and Ria can participate in other ways. And I told him, you know what? Okay. That's good. That's why we need to have a conversation.
I understand. I understand that. I understand that. And that's where I was going to. Now, when you say peaceful exit of Kir, Kir exit, will that bring peace? Mm-hmm. That will bring a question. That how is he exiting? Is he resigning? Is he willing to do that? We don't know. He's based on what has been going on since the war started, he's not willing to do that. He's not willing to resign, and give power to someone else, that he thinks that is going to move the country forward based on his ideologies or whatever. Mm-hmm. He's not willing to do that, So this will come, it will bring that question that, okay, if he resigns, if he actually say, okay, let's say today, if he says today that I am resigning and I want to choose somebody else, for example, let's say Waniga or somebody in the the speaker or whatever,
for example,
or Deng, for example, or whoever, mm-hmm. And if he says that, I'm resigning and I want Riek Machar, me and Riek Machar, to exit. If he says that, that will save the country. But he's not willing to do that. Second of all, the IO are not also being honest. They know that Riek Machar is equally liable as Kir Mayardit. And they keep saying, Kir must go. Thinking that, Riek should replace Kir. That will never happen. It will never happen. That Kir must go, that Kir must go and Riek to replace him. It's not going to happen. The only way that South Sudan can move back to peace is both men maybe resign, both of them, exit. It will be fair to me if I, support Kir, for example, it will be fair for an independent-minded South Sudanese mm-hmm. to tell me, oh, okay, you support Kir, and Jongkor, for example, support Riek. You guys have already, all of you have messed up the country. So you guys just sit down now and let somebody else try. That will be a fair solution.
We have been saying, Brother Mayol, we have been saying that for a long time here. We have been saying that, but the supporters of the government, support of the rebel, they are the ones saying that, no, those men, we cannot exclude them because they were part of it. Now, whatever, Kwame Mayol was suggesting, actually, I like the idea. If that's the case, we don't want to exclude Riek and Kir, because they are part of the problem. Why not trying someone, a third party? And then they can run. Riek can run, Kir can run in the future. If they really trust that people are going to vote them in again. But they don't want to do that. Why not going, like, for example, Kalam Kwan suggested, these two individuals will not be in charge. They will not be in the top. For example, we are going to have the president of the interim period. And those two individuals, Kir Mayar and Riek Machar, they can hold other posts. Okay? So they can prepare themselves whether they want to run in the future or not. And I suggest actually the interim period should be 1 year, not greater than that. Okay? I think that's going to bring people in the middle. And you made a good point. If Kir was willing to say, okay, if I am a problem and Riek am a problem, okay, let's go and step aside and allow South Sudanese to take care of their affairs. But they are not willing to do that, yeah. And that's why we are saying that someone who loves the country, someone who's really patriot, can have a peaceful exit. Like what happened in Ethiopia. Like what's going to happen in Botswana. Do you know the president of Botswana? He used to be vice president of Foste Mugai, the one that in charge of Gemek in South Sudan. Now, he's going to resign and he's going to tour the 57 counties of his country to say farewell, to say bye, thank you for giving me opportunity. 18 months, 18 months before election. Why don't we take good examples so we can save our country? And that's why I am here as a concerned citizen. I'm throwing this idea.
Okay, so
throwing this.
okay, you are comparing Kir and Riek with someone in Botswana. Those people have their country in heart. Okay, they have their country in heart. They think about their citizens.
I like that word.
All our politicians, all of them, actually, I think the mess that our country is in is because all the system is messed up from the top to the branches. Okay, it's not just Kir, it's not just Riek. It is Kir plus all the ministers plus everybody, plus the governors, everybody. The whole system is collapsing. Okay, so for the country to move forward, we have to pick everything, not just the top.
Yes,
everything has to be fixed.
Correct.
A
radical.
Everything has to be fixed.
We have to have.
It's not just about. It's not just about Kir. It's not just about Kir. The whole system has to be fixed. Okay, so if you are driving your car and you have a puncture, you got that car is not going to function well anymore. So the mess is because the whole system is upside down.
Correct.
So
and we didn't even have system in place, my brother. We didn't even have system. We didn't even have institutions.
So let me conclude, because I don't like when people talk too long. It is my first time actually to go live, and one thing I don't like about South Sudanese live shows is when somebody talk for a long time. I don't like that.
Makol, for you coming in today live, actually we gain another South Sudanese to add his voice and our voice and have his opinion. That's a good thing.
This is where I was going to conclude. This is where I was going to conclude.
Go ahead.
Let me tell you this, brother Jongkor. I think you are a smart man. I think you are a smart man.
I hope.
But there is one problem. There is one problem with your show. Okay. There's one problem with your show.
Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
There's one problem.
Yes.
Every time when you go live, I've watched you 99.9% of the time when you talk, the topic is about the government. It's about the government, what the government is not doing right.
Do you know why?
I really
you know
see
why?
you. I really see you. Oh, hold on. I really see you talking about what the rebels are doing badly, what the rebels are not doing good. I really see you there, and I'm sure you are a concerned citizen. Okay,
yeah.
For you to gain, like you said today, you have gained. Your show have gained. For your message to reach all the South Sudanese, you have to criticize both sides. You have to be fair. You have to be honest. For example, there's one person, I've watched some shows and somebody was referring to Riek Machar as the Mandela of South Sudan. Are you serious? Is Riek Machar the Mandela of South Sudan?
Somebody said that in my show?
No, not in your show. But that person is one of your contributors. He is the contributor in your show. He once says that Riek Machar is the Mandela of South Sudan. That is pathetic. That is not being honest. How is peace going to come if you call somebody that has blood in his hand the Mandela of South Sudan?
I haven't heard that.
Peace is never,
I haven't heard that.
So brother, I like your show, but please try to be fair. Try to be fair. Let's both criticize both sides.
I am fair, and maybe I give you a little bit of answer. The reason I focus more in government, because rebel, they don't have nothing. Rebel, they're weak. I'd say this for you to understand. Government have the tools in his hand. Government has money. Government have everything. He's in charge. Government, all the international community, they know South Sudan, government is the one that in charge, not other rebel. The rebel are not in charge. So who you do rather always address, someone who is in charge or someone who is not in charge? Because if someone is in charge, he's going to make a decision. He's going to make a decision. President Kiir is in charge. Should I focus on Chirillo? Should I focus on Riek Machar? Are they in charge now in South Sudan? If they were in charge, yes, I will focus on them. But they are not in charge. But overall, when they do wrong thing, yes, I pointed out. But meanwhile, someone who is in charge always should be the focus, because he's the one that has tools in his hand. He's the one that moved the country. He's the one that can have a say. President Kiir can go to television today and have a presidential degree and say, enough is enough. This is what's going to happen. Period. And we can have peace. So thank you so much, Mayol. I gave you,
right.
and I hope
okay,
I will have you again.
brother.
Okay?
I appreciate the opportunity. Keep going, and please, we want peace. And for peace to come,
of course. Cheers, my brother.
We have to talk honestly. We have to talk honestly, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. That's my brother Mayol. He's working, but being honest, Gal Kalam Bitao. Let me go ahead here and see who else, requested, so I can bring them on the board. Like I said, go ahead and request. I haven't seen anyone request so far. Just go ahead and request so I can bring you in. Because I don't want to mess up, the system. That's why I said, please push the green button. We don't want to mess our system. We don't want the video to be interrupted. Because if I go there and request you through the invite, it's not going to be good. Please press the green button so I'll bring you on. Okay, there we go. All right, it looked like you are ready, my brother. Let me go ahead and bring you here. Tongjang, I'm calling you. And I'm playing the song for Amira. She's singing about the girl for Twitch Mayadit. You want to pay vodka for the wedding? Hello.
Hello, Jongkor. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome on board, brother, to Concerned Citizen of South Sudan.
Thank you. Actually, I salute you, and I always salute you and salute your mother for going with Jongkor Jr. to bring you.
Thank you.
It's a song from my hometown. It's from my hometown, from Adiangoyom, from Rock.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. I
Go
give
ahead,
you
brother.
A special greeting. Happy Easter, and your viewers, women and gentlemen of my country. I want to say one thing here. Your topic is always scary. Scary people do not want peace. Exit of General Kiir will never save South Sudan. Mandela said it. Mandela is the guy who tells the truth here. When we discuss hard topic like this, there are always problems. General Kiir, let me tell you, problem of Southern Sudan is not a political only between Riek and Kiir. It's involved dictatorship. It started with a dictatorship, and then go.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It started with a dictatorship, number one, and then go into tribe. Kiir with his Denga Council of Elders, or Riek Machar with rebel. You cannot solve problem of South Sudan without mention tribe. For those who are illusion, if you look, there is a cover up here. Nuer the one power, Riek Machar one power. Try a political, there is no political space for him. So we have to use his tribe to criticize Kiir, and Kiir will crack him down by having a Denga. This is something need to be understood. Problem of Southern Sudan, Kiir or Riek Machar, they will not solve this problem. Problem of Southern Sudan that time with Khartoum was not solved by the SPLA. Oil company and America involved, that's what dictate Machakos. Problem of Southern Sudan was of it between Denka and Nuer, which is a lot of Nuer, they deny that they don't like Denka. A lot of Denka, they deny that they don't like Nuer. There is no tribal here. An action of Kiir and action of Riek Machar, you don't need no scientific brain to understand what they're doing. They are using their tribe and numbers, and support of Kiir are Denka, support of Riek Machar are Nuer. Why IO is not full with the Morle and Anuak and Shuluk and Brun, non-Denkas, why they don't join IO? There is no democratic IO bring it. Why government of Kiir is not overthrown? Because You cannot move them. Dinkas, they have numbers and they have guns and the way like the rest of the Dinkas talk. You cannot. This is a fact here. Also, China, Western world, Cold War was in Europe between communists and Western. It's been moved into oil of South Sudan. China and Russia and Khartoum and Kir, they are together. That's why Kir now going to Arab League. Wherever anti-Western talk about democracy, that's where Kir going. Riek Machar did not have no mean or IO to move Kir. Simple. I'm talking in the military angles. Militarily, no way. There's no way IO can move Kir militarily. Kir knew that. War continue. Continuation of war since 2013 up to now. Ask yourself what happened. There is a gross killing. Gross killing, Kir will not exit. Kir can exit now, pick somebody who won, and then after he exit, in Western countries with the oil in their mind, they want to evict China influence in South Sudan, they will issue warning arrest, war crime. And the person Kir picked to take his position, going to hand Kir over. You can see sanction now put in South Sudan, what that means. Southern Sudan always export everything. Gun, even Kuwait, Southern Sudan don't have no factories to manufacturing anything. Sanction, this is food for just purpose. And sanction is live in Khartoum. Bashir can give up to make oil shut down. So you decapitated Southern Sudan economically. Then you influence Uganda and Kenya to just post government of Kir out. Government of Kir, the best way to solve this problem. Nuer and Denka, they will not solve this. The only way to solve this problem in South Sudan, I'm saying in it, a lot of people don't like it. Nuer and Denka, they don't like it. And this is what's going to happen. It's Western oil company. Problem of Sudan always been oil. That's how Numeri was overthrown when America discovered the oil. When Khartoum refused to give America something, America went, Western countries, they went with SPLA. That's how Machakos come. To make it short, and finally, this is what's going to happen here. Whether Denka, whether Nuer, whether anybody, Equatoria, they're going to be simple. That's why you don't see people in Equatoria.
So what do you see? What do you see as a solution? How do you see? Because we are suggesting that peaceful exit.
Solution.
Go ahead.
Yeah, solution is here. Kir will not exit to create room or Riek Machar. If they sign a peace today and they go to Juba, or assumption of the same, if agreement can be signed, and when you go to Juba, and Kir will going to use everything in degree, and you someone sign with Kir, you say you contradict what we sign in agreement, and then you have scenario of J1. You see, this is stupid. Do not doing the same mistake and you expect the same different result. No, it's not going to work. Western countries, with the oil company in Western countries, they're going to try to force them to sign this agreement. They go in, they're going to shoot each other, and so they can issue warning arrest. That war crime has been committed in South Sudan, and that's the only way. When war crime, genocide is happening in South Sudan, where they will back off from saying that genocide happened. They're going to have some incentive like for Kagame when Tutsi was killed. They're not going to get that. Denka, if you look those supporters of Kir government, they talk about retribution. That's what Nuri said earlier, that if Kir is going, so where they're going to come, Denka. Denka, they're not going to lay their throat and someone come and slit their throat. This is an excuse protecting Kir justification why he's saying power. Kir saying power, the Kir never killed no Denkas in power. So how other tribes seen in it? This is when you have a tribal, no matter what education you have, when you try to talk about South Sudan, and you know what you say and what I say, we've been accused that we are against the government.
We are betrayal. They call me betrayal.
Like the guy from my area last night was talking that he knew Salva Kiir is an officer. Even today I saw you talking. It's not an officer. It's not a soldier.
Actually, I brought that point because of a yandi that was boiling the tea and there's no sugar.
War crime. War crime. That's what will bring people to shut up. Because threat of war crime, this is what Western oil company done that time, brought about CPA. So it's the same scenario, sort of problem of South Sudan to be solved that way. How Riek Machar and Kir, they will sign agreement, and write constitution, democracy constitution, while there were people. How are you going to write constitution for those you kill already? Who is stupid? Those who dead in the hand of Kir in the tribal Matianganyor or White Army. What kind of democracy they're going to join? And those are people who make them kill each other. There's no way here. It's nonsense. War crime. What if this war continues for 2 years? You will see genocide to be declared, and they will be hunted down. That's the reason now Kir cannot resign. He can resign today. Nial Deng Nial take over, or James Wani. Pressure come in after he left office. Wani will hand him over on Nial Deng. That's it. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Brother Tongjang, for your contribution. Please stick around. And I don't have any other, question or answer because you laid down, everything. So stick around, please. Okay, let me go ahead here and see who next requested. Bring you on. So I know, let me go and call this brother because it's too late there for them. And then I'll move on. Oh, so it looked like it's not gonna let me do it. So it's saying, would you please send me a request? I know that is too late, so I can move on with those who are here in US or Australia, Canada. Can you send me a request really quick? I don't want to do it this way. And please, everybody will get a chance. Don't go away. It's saying, if you hear me, send me a request, please. Why is the funny name? There is no funny name here, Oh. Okay. Okay, I'll go through my list until you get ready. Let me bring in Brother